and we conducted an operation. Whether or not that operation was successful or not, I have a lot of opinions on that. I'm not gonna talk about my opinions on that. I'll just talk about how I played into all that. So I was Second Brigade, 82nd Airborne. We didn't go over there. I wish I did, but that's not the point. So, First Brigade went. First Brigade didn't have their medical supplies properly packaged up or whatever. And so there's this gym over at the base. I forget the name of it because I'm not there anymore. But basically, all the medical stuff was being brought to this gym, and they needed people to help organize the stuff. For the first week, or I would say 6 days, there were no medical personnel there. There was a slightly upper ranked officer, an upper ranked NCO, and then a bunch of, a couple fives here and there, maybe a six, mostly a bunch of E5s and a bunch of E4s and below to do all the medial work. For the first about 6 days, I was literally the only medical person there that knew what medical terminology went. Because medical terminology, especially military medical terminology, is stupid. You go to a hospital, you ask for gloves, you got a box of gloves, you ordered a box of gloves, cool. For the Army, things get NSNs. So an NSN has this name. But then in the medicine, you give an item a name, but then in the system, it has a different name. But because of an NSN, the name correlated with the NSN will have a different name. So there's all these different names, and it gets confusing which name refers to which objects. So I do know for that first week, I was like pretty much the lead dude on reading this medical sheet, deciphering what is what, and putting things together, organizing this gym of medical supplies so we can pack it up and send it out. Now, so it was just so I'm running the show, like not the show, but I'm running a subsect of the show, and I'm making things happen. And I'm just an E3 man. I'm a PFC, private first class. We're running a show, working with these sergeants, because I'm the one that understands what the medical terminology even means. Uh, I'm literally the detail started at like 8 at 9. I started at 9:30. I was getting there at 8:15, 8:30. I was getting there early, working on things, making everything. Because I'm one of the lead dudes. I need to be here early. I get there, talk to the E7 for about whatever, and then we started figuring stuff out because there's just so much BS to do. So I'm like, all right, I'm in my schedule, I'm in my groove. Been doing this for a week. Like my second and last day of the thing or whatever, before I was able to get off the detail. I'm there. I'm there early, getting to work. I get a call. Master Sergeant so and so needs to see you, and I was like, what? Oh, okay. And he's like, you're already late. You got to get there now. And I'm like, no one told me. Like, I haven't. My NCO hasn't briefed me on this. I'm not tracking anything. So I get in my car, race over there. This master starts chewing me out, yelling at me, "Where have you been?" I was like, "I was at the detail." He's like, "You're supposed to report to me first." And I'm like, "My NCOs didn't tell me that." And then whatever. I get yelled at over BS, and he's mad at me. And in my mind, I'm just like, "You don't even know what I'm doing over there." I'm literally helping this thing actually run and operate. Without me, it would be so much more disorganized than it was. But you're in the army. You're a brand new PFC. You can't just tell off this master sergeant. I got down back there. I was so pissed, which is why the next day I did my last day and then I got out of that detail because I was just tired of. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna work hard. That's just a little thing. Like, you don't know how much someone's doing. Like the artillery infantry PFCs. Like I'm sure plenty of them. They're just BS and wasting time. But like, dude, medics, you get treated differently because you have different sets of responsibilities. And I don't know. That was definitely a little memory that pissed me off. Like I was literally helping organize and get the medical supplies for First Brigade to go over to Afghanistan and do their mission, and I'm getting yelled at by some master sergeant who doesn't know what's actually going on. So that definitely did annoy me. The moral of the story is I don't know. Just let me do my job, man. That's all I wanted to do.